Hi, welcome to Universal Interiors. I'm Les Ingolstead, and I am with my friend Austin Tegtmeier. He is become a very special part of me, and I just wanted to share him with y'all. He is a local kiddo, right?
I am. I'm just graduated from Frazee a year ago in May.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
when I met him, there's no way he was in high school. I was like, that's not possible. I kept saying to him, nope, you're one of those old guys. And no, certainly he is just out of high school. And in this past year, he's been working very hard with me. We work out at the Spanky Stone Hearth. And so we spent some time, and he also does some great catering business. So he's got a whole lot of gifts inside this kid. But I just wanted to share with you, Austin, a little bit. Okay, so can you tell me a little bit about your family?
So I have, well, my mom and dad, they're not together. So my dad lives in Wisconsin, and I have 3 siblings there, 2 sisters and a brother. And then my mom lives in DL, and I have 2 brothers on my mom's side, and they're all younger, so I'm the oldest of 5.
Oldest of 5.
Yep. And I live in Vergas with my grandma and grandpa, which is an awesome experience just because to feel kind of like an old person in some ways, maybe an old soul.
Yeah, that's how I would describe it too.
Yeah. Yeah, so definitely a family person. We do family dinners every Sunday, so get together and have dinner with brothers, and everybody like kind of takes a day off and just comes over for a good few hours and relax and go down to the lake, have a fire, and yes, definitely spend some time together.
And that right there is one of the reasons that I think about his wisdom as a young person is really blessed with things like that. Like these days, everybody gets so busy and doesn't take time to get to know their family very well, or it might be just an occasion, a holiday gathering. But that's one of the things that Austin has in him to make sure he doesn't miss that. And also that his grandfather, I mean, he actually just lost his other grandfather this past year.
Yes, in October 2nd, I lost my other grandpa. He just turned 80 in last June, so that was kind of a rough one, but he passed peacefully, so everything is on the uphill rise after that.
Yeah, and that's how I also had lost my dad last year, so we did some sharing in that too, and there's a piece in the passing sometimes that definitely gives us more comfort, but you miss that. And but one of the things with Austin and I in our time together, he just constantly has times he refers to his grandfather, or even today he's going to go, didn't want to get too late because he wanted to make sure he could get that fishing in with his grandpa. And those are the things he makes time for. But also when I had met him, he was very geared up for some of the things ahead. And so he was at high school, but you were also working a lot.
Yeah.
You got to do that, and you felt grateful to, like, kind of a work study, I guess, or something the high school does?
So I took 2 hours off at the end of the day for my full senior year, so I had to go to work and learn a little bit more hands-on through Josh and the restaurant. Yeah.
And I know that makes you super grateful. You've gotten some terrific gifts to give him, and you get from him, so that's kind of a win-win for sure for you guys in the last few years, and involved with this beautiful family now in the catering world, and he just gets to be such a part of that and other friendships that he's developed that way. But he also takes time for Austin, and just this year, can you tell me about these travels? How many vacations would you call them?
So I went to Florida 2 times, once for a wedding and another time with just a group of friends from work. I got to go to Atlanta, Georgia to see a high school friend. She goes to college down there. And I got to go to Big Sky, Montana 2 times for a couple ski trips, so took some long weekends out there. One of them spur of the moment, so just kind of fun. Head out the day of and enjoy the adventure.
And you went out to Boston too, right?
Yes, we went to Boston too. With a friend, we got to go out there and see her family, so we had a big family kind of reunion almost. We did a big clam bake, so there's seafood all over the table, and everybody's loud and boisterous, and yeah, I got to see some awesome things out there.
Yeah, so that's just, honestly, wasn't that like almost within a year?
Yeah.
I just was like, is Thursday around here?
Yeah, I think it was, within about 5 months I did all that, so.
You know, you think about different things in life, and people are some go right into college, and that's their education, which is grand. Some just go right into work, and that is terrific. And I think that Austin kind of is taking this duo road where he is definitely he's learning, so he's educating himself constantly, but he's taking time for fun and family, which is wonderful. But he's got a goal ahead to go back into some schooling.
Yeah,
right,
so I'm actually applying within this week to a culinary school in Miami, so it's a 3-month program, and it touches base on gastronomy, so it's the breakdown and kind of the science of food. So get to learn some of that, and it's French cooking, so it's has a touch of, or quite a bit of French touch there. And then they also allow for a week break during that 3-month program, January through March, to go to France to their home culinary school. So hopefully get to be there in less than a year. So
wow.
Yeah,
I know. And those kind of goals, it's like you have the vision ahead, but at the same time, what I am impressed with, and what I do love on this show, is bringing somebody on that has made an impact on me. And as you can see, he's very comfortable talking with me. We're friends, but there's a lot going on with him. But I kind of refers to it as family, and I've seen that just so often. The Smith girls are like his family too, and they're so precious. They're all kind of helping each other grow up along the way. That's why I kind of look at you guys. And just to be a neighborhood kid, to have goals and visions and dreams, there's a lot of drive and a lot of precious people here in Minnesota. But what I just want to just celebrate so much about you, Austin, is how important family is, and that has become who you are, and that you can't help. But if you have ever got a chance, if you see Austin, he'll make sure to engage and find out a little bit about you, because he's great about that. And young people, they don't take a lot of time to do that, and maybe that's another reason why I celebrate you so much, because he sure knows a lot about me, because he's kind enough to ask. But he also has learned so much of spending the time with his grandparents, as you kind of said, and we had about a year ago, we're on a little catering venture, and we were beautiful, a little bit north of here, and he just had all these memories to share along the way. And I think that's what we have to do as people. We have to slow down enough to make those memories with our family. And if you're fortunate enough, as you are, to have such an active role of grandparents, that's missed. It really is. In Minnesota, I think I do celebrate it, because I've lived elsewhere. And Minnesota is really good at providing that, because a lot of times there's someone down the road a piece that's related to you.
Yeah.
Right? Don't you find that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I feel like a lot of family and friends around here too, I mean, they all try to get together. I mean, family reunions like once a year on all sides of the family. So I feel like it's very family oriented around this area.
Yeah, and that's something when you talk about venturing to Florida or even France and all these places, you just tug so hard to come on back here. And but it definitely, it's interesting, because you're a foodie, I am, I like this little business, but with that food, you gather people, and that's a great thing actually to celebrate. Sometimes I get these from my little hippie friends, or out in Colorado, people, they're like, oh, and it doesn't always have to be around food. Let's go hiking. And well, I just took a vacation to Colorado, and I did the hiking, but believe me, it's a lot more fun visiting around a table of food. You can actually sit down and talk. So there is a lot I could share more about this precious young man, and since we're in the neighborhood, you'll probably be seeing him around. We just so honor this station actually for allowing us to do this and get to know somebody that you might know in your own backyard. And again, Austin, thanks for joining me today.
Yes, absolutely.
It was a
Glad
pleasure.
to be here.
Great. All right. You have a beautiful week, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.